Hello people, this is the Ozmonster. Hello people, this is the Ozmonster once again. Except today is a different day. Today, I'm not bringing well, I'm gonna bring game footage, but you know. Anyway, today is not a full game, like, let's play game. Today is actually, as you can see by the title, a top 5. This is my top 5. This is not like the top 5 of anybody else. This top 5 is like the 5 games that actually got me into video games. The top 5 games that allowed me to adapt to all the games. These 5 games are my favorite, what I grew up with, and taught me the lessons of what can go in the games. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started with this top 5 list. Number 5, Rock'em Sock'em Robots Arena. This game I grew up with. This game was one of the few games that got me into fighting games. This was around the time when I was growing up with Mortal Kombat 3 for the SNES. Those of you who are new to the SNES, that's Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The one before it, the NES, which, yes, you guessed it, Nintendo Entertainment System. This game was not for both of those consoles. This game came out for the PS1, allowed you to choose the most favorite, the Red Rocker and the Blue Bomber, the red and blue robot. This game was based off of that, with a lot more added ideas into it from what you can see. This also added all kinds of robots that you could choose from. Construction worker robot, from construction to samurai to hell, the police. This game was awesome. This got me into this kind of fighting game. And it also has a good story, but this also had a story, but the story was just this: get to the top and be the champion. That's right. Get to the bronze belt, the silver belt, the gold belt, and then the one that threw me off one hell of a way, the triple belt, which is silver, bronze, and gold fused together with the 3 top world champions. This game was awesome, plus especially in the story mode, whatever you can buy parts. The one I recommend, knocking off the arms of the other robots so you can use them. I recommend that because you're not going to be able to buy every part in this entire game. Trust me on that. And you won't be able to go back. But you can only go forward. Plus, this game allowed me to play a lot of. I played this game over and over again with every single robot because I learned a hidden secret. There are 5 robots out of the entire game that if you beat them and have a saved profile, you could play these 5 robots. Number 1 being the Blue Bomber original. Number 2 being the Red Rocker original. These 2 robots, it's obvious. You gotta play the Blue Bomber and the Red Rocker to unlock the original classic Blue Bomber and Red Rocker. That's right, people. Then the other 3 robots I can't remember, but I know what they unlock. Champion number 3 of the world, the Gladiator, like as I like to call him, the Spartan. The guy with a shield and a sword. This guy kicks butt. You beat the one story mode, you can play as him. Just remember to save the save profile. You don't get to play as him ever. Number 2, and the other one, the 2nd place champion, the Centaur, crossbow and shield, able to shoot from a distance and fight on 4 legs. This guy kicked my butt repeatedly. But the only champion that took me a long time to beat, as I like to call him, the Tarantula. He is a 6-star robot who's able to use these spider bots to launch you in the air, and also packed a deadly punch and grab. This guy took a long time to beat, but I'm glad to beat him. This game got me into fighting. Number 4, this one will be a surprising one because I've said good things about it through some of my most recent videos. Metal Arms, people. Yep, that's right. Metal Arms came in 4th place. This one got me into the cartoonish shooting. Not the realistic shooting, but the cartoonish shooting. This game had comedy, great story, boss fights that you wouldn't even notice, as you saw from when I fought against, if you've seen the video with the Garbage King, whatever. And also great cast of characters, from allies to enemies to everything. The zombies, the race car. This thing can take you from the slowest missions to the fastest missions, from the easiest missions to the hardest missions, from short to long. This game was awesome. I grew up with it a lot, especially, and played it multiple times, mainly just to get the multiplayer levels, because the guys wanted to play the multiplayer. That's right. This game was awesome, with the great characters, comedy from the bad guys, and also the cast of characters you run into. Number 3. This is part of a series. This is actually the first one that I played out of a series. This is Mega-Man X4. That's right, a side-scrolling game of the great Blue Bomber himself, aka Rockman. This guy, pretty much, this was a guy that was a great character to the world without me knowing it, because I only played X4 at the time. I only had access to 2 Mega Man games, but this one was my favorite because it's one of the few where you can actually choose between X or Zero. That's right, Zero the sword wielder. This guy was awesome, but you can probably figure out who I played as after a couple of tries. Yeah, that's right, I played as X. He's always awesome. He's Mega Man, for peak's sakes. He's awesome. But this game was memorable for its boss fights, its way of making each level different, and also the memorable music of the background per level. My favorite one being the first level music. That's right. And if I find it, it'll be right here. Alright. But pretty much, this game was awesome with its boss fights at the end, its killer robots, its great storyline, and also how the hidden storyline between the X and Zero. You choose X, you have one set of storylines with its own personal boss, and if you choose Zero, its personal storyline and its own personal boss and characters. This was always a great thing, and also the multiple types of levels, from the water level, from levels that you could take your time with, to levels that you had to hurry up. Yep, that's right, I'm talking about the water level compared to the jungle level. Well, actually, jungle level's not really... Yeah, jungle level's a good comparison. But this was a great game that I played, and the first Mega Man game I've ever played. Now, because the second one I would play would be X6, and the next one would be Mega Man 8. Yeah, that's right. But pretty much Mega Man X4 got me into the series, and it's also the reason why I did a little bit of footage from the first Mega Man game. By the way, I will be getting back to that, because I just recently beated a game that was even more harder than that. I bet you can think of what it is, but you're not gonna get it. So I probably won't bring footage on that game, because it was a pain. It was a severe, utter pain. It took me a week. It took me weeks to beat this game. But I'm not gonna say what it is, because I don't want to get off topic. Back to Mega Man X. With its own storylines, its boss fights, and its fighting, this game got me into side-scrolling games. Sorry, Mario, you would have been the 6th in the top 6 if I did one. Number 2, this game was all about strategy. This game you did not want to die at, because any items you got to help you along this mission meant it was gone. Yes, I'm talking about Super Bomberman 2 for the SNES. This game had a great storyline, but you would not have known it, because you would have to read the very beginning of the book, which my family lost. Yay, no. Pretty much, just by watching the intro, you cannot figure out what this story is about, but which I later found out is an alien invasion from a bunch of Bombermites, I guess you can say, and Bomberman being the hero who has to repel them. Yeah, you probably would not have figured that out. because it has a great story when you read it, and it's also full of great strategy, which is awesome. The enemy either going on a certain route or actually locking onto you and following you wherever you go. This was a game that was super awesome. And also the boss fights, the 2-stage boss fight, from fighting the actual guy on foot to fighting his mecha. Yes, mecha, yes, I know, it kind of seems like it would be something in Mega-Man because of its multiple stages, or Final Fantasy and its multiple stages, but this one was great and also allowed you to think outside the box, and also the thrill of what would happen if I died right now, and also how can I not die. This game was full of strategy, full of timing, and also not dropping the bomb at the door to resummon the enemies on a time limit. Yeah, if you first played this game, you've probably done that already. By the way, favorite boss that I would like, that I wish Bomberman would be boss number 4, Remote Man, as I would like to call him, because of his remote minds and his one eye. He looks really cool. Okay, anyway, and this also got me into the Bomberman series. I've been trying to find them and playing them like heck. If you know of any that I don't know about, leave the name in the description or the comments below. Okay. Anyway, we will get to number 1 now. This is a game that was tough. This game really was tough. This game was a third-person shooter. This game had epic boss fights. This game allowed you to play all 3 heroes, alternating from all 10 missions. I know that doesn't sound long, but it really is long. I'll bring footage on that later. This game is called MDK Armageddon. Now, this is actually the more fun one out of the 2, because MDK 1 doesn't have the story mode. It's just you fighting aliens. Pretty much, this game takes place in a future where the human race is being attacked by an alien force, and they sent giant machines called mine crawlers to harvest the world's, as I like to call it, supplies, the ecosystem itself, the people, everything. And you play as 3 heroes on the final level, choosing which one to play as, from Kurt and his famous coil suit from the first one, Max, the 4-armed dog who has a bad attitude and bad machine guns, and also the Doc, the scientist who thinks of this stuff logically. I would like to classify these 3, number 1 being stealth, number 2 being assault, and number 3 being puzzles, because that's really what their missions are all about. This game was fun to play, especially with all the stuff you could hear from the enemies, and also the great cinematics, the great fighting, and also the awesome bosses. From ones that have their silent motif and would want to kill you, to ones that are so cool they don't care who you are. They don't even care if you're a threat or not. They just go on their merry ways saying, hey. And also the comedy that goes in. Oh yeah, and then you got the bosses that are so insane and destructive that they just don't care anymore. This game also has comedy, which is something that you don't see much in third-person shooting games, and also puzzles, which is also interesting out of a third-person shooter game. And also the epic fighting, the awesome maps, and also the specific things you have to do in order to get through to the next step of this phase. This game made my number 1 because it took me a long time to find again after it was taken. Yeah, it was taken. We lost a ton of games, but we found them all, which is good. Anyway, that's my top 5, and if any other YouTuber gamers are seeing this, I would recommend that you make a top 5 as well, because depending on what your top 5 games are, shows what kind of person you are when it comes to the gaming world, what's your favorite, what's your not. Me, these top 5 games allow me to be used to every single game, from third-person shooters to fighting games, to side-scrollers, to God mode games, to first-person shooters, from super stressed-out games to super scary, well, not really super scary games when you think about it. I'm still having a little bit issues with those, but actually, I've actually gotten over those, and I've been playing them lately. See, a game that would have made, if there was a top 7 game that would have made number 7, Resident Evil Director's Cut. This game freaked the hell out of me. Not because that the zombies were freaky or the monsters were freaky, because I did not know how to get the weapons. Yeah, I didn't know you were given a weapon on the first mission. I died a lot. Anyway, this is my top 5. It shows you what kind of person you are and what your favorite games are out of all of them. If any other YouTubers watch this, you should make number 5. I would like to thank Apocalypse from Hell's Game Room, who convinced me to do a top 5. And you should check out his channel. He gives some good commentary on some games. And also the guy who inspired him, which is Nega-Man, also gives good commentary on some good games and also some good gameplay. I would also like you to check out, and also if you want to check out other channels on gameplay, you should check out a group of guys called Retro Gaming Bits, who do a lot of pinball and also old style games. Pandora's Cartridge, who also gives a lot of advice on games and everything in general, in and outside of games. Cormac Games, this Scottish dude who also brings some good gameplay. Cormac, C-O-R-M-A-C. Yeah, it's kind of strange, but he's also good. And also ChrisTheCameraMan. This guy also was working on other YouTube channels as, can you guess it, a cameraman. This guy also brings some good footage and also some good things, so you should check out these guys' channels out. If I can make a link in this video, you'll see it at the very top of the screen. If not, I'll just leave a picture of what their channel looks like, so you can be on the lookout for them on YouTube and subscribe to them or watch their videos. It depends on you. You are the viewers. The viewers always get what are always the people that decide what it's great. That's the awesome thing about the internet. Anyway, this is the Ozmonster. I will be bringing game footage on these games. Maybe not Super Bomberman 2, because since I have it for the SNES, it may not work with my capture system, but I will try and do that. And also finish the Metal Arms, bring footage to MDK 2, Mega-Man, the Mega-Man games. I will start those off after playing this super hard game, which made me feel sorry for the game that is Mega-Man, because it turns out this game was even harder than Mega-Man. I will say it was called Contra Legacy of War. That game would make my lowest rating, my highest rating on creativity, my lowest rating being on difficulty. But this game was great too. But my top 5, this is the Ozmonster signing off until the next video, and I hope you like this commentary on these games. Both fighting, side-scrolling, shooter, and also strategy. The bread and butter of the gaming world that is today. This is Ozmonster signing off. Till the next video. See ya.